Next year, Texas could pass its first ever plan to use state money for students' private education. It's been one of the biggest political fights at the state capitol for years now.
But supporters now say they have the votes and they're envisioning the most ambitious plan yet. KXAN's Ryan Chandler spoke with the lead author in the Texas Senate as opponents try to fight back.
Texas closer than ever to passing universal school choice, allowing families to use state money for private school.
We plan on coming back with a very strong bill, even stronger than last time around, and I think we'll have the support.
Universal for every family, every child who wants it will be able to use it.
That's right.
Senator Creighton chairs the Senate Education Committee. Last year, his education savings accounts bill would have spent about $500 million for about 40,000 students in the first 2 years. It set aside 90% of that for low-income families and educationally disadvantaged students. Next year's bill could cost much more. What do you think the price tag of a truly universal ESA program would look like?
Well, just as we accomplished last session, we'll have a set amount of dollars that are appropriated most likely again out of the surplus, not out of public education funding.
Democrats trying to put together another bipartisan coalition to fight back.
If they allow for a universal voucher, we're going to have millionaires and billionaires raiding our public education budget.
Opponents of the plan say public money is better kept in public schools. And because public school budgets are determined by attendance, any level of private school stipend will cut their resources.
And we believe in being good stewards of our public funds. Vouchers don't do any of that.
Creighton promises public schools will get a budget bump alongside an ESA program.
I don't really separate them out in my mind because it is what will set our Texas students up to be the most successful in the future.
Ryan Chandler, KXAN News.
And Creighton's previous legislation included funding for education savings accounts as well as a pay raise for public school teachers. He has said the bill he plans to file this session will have similar provisions. Now, for some insight, there are some concerns about using tax dollars to fund school choice, as well as the impact on small school districts that could lose students. Though others believe passing this bill could give grade school children access to better education and give parents more control over their children's learning.
For us to take our public tax dollars and underwrite private schools, any private school, but especially a religious school, is wrong.
If we were to lose 5 or 10 kids even in a small school district, we're going to get impacted on a very large level here, even in Bartlett. Whereas 5 or 10 kids in Temple or 5 or 10 kids in Belton or Killeen wouldn't make hardly that much of an impact.
I remember being one of those students who was not reading on grade level, who had a bleak future, and thanks to education choice, that changed for me.
I'm here with hundreds of other parents. They want to be empowered with the freedom to make the best educational choices for their own children.
Now, last year, Governor Abbott called 4 special sessions with school choice as one of the priorities. Lawmakers were unable to make a deal, which in turn killed an $800 million education package that included money for school safety, more public school funding, and teacher pay raises.